We're live. Just gonna wait now for people to jump in the stream because I completely fucked up the stream. Hello. Yeah, that was a bit of a fucking balls up. I don't really know what to do with. I tried to add new music, and then when I tried to delete it, I've used that music twice before, and it didn't do that. It didn't just carry on playing. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Hopefully, people will come over from that stream to this stream. I don't know. Anyway, this is simply a stream to keep you. This doesn't really matter because this is only simply a stream to keep you awake for Piz's Patreon stream at 1 a.m. So basically, I'm just like doing this, just trying to stay awake because otherwise I'll just fall asleep. So I'm literally going to sit here and just watch the chat and just answer questions. Maybe, yeah. I'm not really going to do much. So if you want to ask questions, fire away. Maybe a few more people will jump over when they see this is because there was more people in the chat before, and obviously I just like completely cancelled that stream. So maybe a few people will jump over now, but I'm just going to take my fleece off because it is very hot. You're not getting the music back. Sorry, Chris. Big T, what happened? Yeah, basically, I couldn't work out how to stop the music playing. The music just kept on playing, and I just couldn't work out how the hell to stop it playing, even though I've managed to stop it playing on 2 previous occasions. So I just thought, fuck it, I'll just cancel the stream and start this one. So this is like not even like scheduled. So like I say, this is just a stream to keep me awake for the next 40 minutes, 30 minutes, just to till I get to because Piz is doing a live stream, Patreon stream at 1 a.m. And if I don't do this, I'll fall asleep and then miss his stream. So literally, that's what I tend to do on a Tuesday night when Piz is streaming his Patreon stream. I just do like some random live stream and just like So yeah. So favorite thing to eat on a breakfast crumpet, cheese, obviously. I mean, I don't know if that's probably like a weird British thing, but that's what I'd have on a crumpet, or just butter or cheese, basically. Oh shit, this is a Q&A. Well, yeah, I mean, it can be. I mean, I've not got anything to talk about, really. Well, I have. Well, I'm not. Well, no, because I don't really want to go on like some sort of tangent. So, yeah, I just want to just sit back and just like just chat with the chat, basically. So, yeah, basically. So just it's a Q&A basically because I like I say I need to stay awake. And I'm not going to use drugs to stay awake because I don't do that. So, have you ever looted a little grocery store during a street race? I mean, if not, you should. Do you get Lidls in America? Really? I didn't. I thought Lidl was just a European thing. I know you get Aldi's. I mean, I'm assuming you get Aldi because Aldi is kind of like just everywhere. But I didn't know you got Lidl's as well. Lidl's, yeah. I mean, I'd never loot a grocery store. just above that. I'm not. What do you take me for, Lorne? I'm a decent human being. Oh, you managed a little in New Jersey, New Jersey, Jersey. My accent is so on point, and I don't care what you say. I know you might be from Jersey, but I don't care what you say. I think my accent is fucking on point. Still waiting to hear your accent, Lorne, of somebody actually from the north of England rather than just this, hello, mate, I'm from England. The most generic Dick Van Dyke shitty accent I've ever heard. Come on, man. You can do better than that. At least I attempted something. Dr. Impossible, you're back. Yes, I am. Shout out again. Yes, indeed, Dan. Big T says, what kind of media stores do you have in the UK? Well, we tend to have, really. It's, I suppose it's quite similar to what the US, it's probably died a lot in the last 20 years. When I was growing up, it was always HMV, Virgin, which is part of the whole Virgin group that you connect with Richard Branson. So, the whole Virgin Atlantic, that Virgin brand that you're probably aware of in the US, that was all connected to the same company. So Virgin megastores we had in the 90s. We had HMV, obviously, which was mentioned. We had a company called R Price. That was an 80s, 90s brand. We had like Woolworths, who were kind of like, they were like normie, mainstream in terms of like what you could get in terms of films and CDs and stuff. You had WH Smith, who were very much mainstream and what they dealt with in terms of like CDs. Everybody had they all had like a niche thing they did. I mean, in terms of, WH Smith wasn't the best for CDs and, vinyl, but they were really, really good with magazines. So if you had like a niche magazine, you like buy, religiously, they would usually be like a really good place to go to. The bigger WH Smith stores, they would have like even now, okay, magazines are dying out a little bit, but back in the 80s and 90s, they would have like a massive selection of magazines, for anything you were into. And obviously, it another sad thing to do with, obviously, the internet is like magazines are dying out. They're just on the wane, and it's really sad to see. I mean, I Mikey sober tonight. Half sober, not like totally sober, but half sober. Not like the other night when I was like completely fucking out my head. Thoughts on Jesus and Mary Chain? I've never really got the Jesus Mary Chain. I like some of the songs, but they were never really my thing. I understand like why they became a big deal. On this side of the pond, and obviously on your side of the pond in certain circles, but yeah, they were never really like my thing. I was more of like a Smiths guy, and plus when they were big, I will paraphrase, when the Jesus and Mary Chain were like, they were never big in the UK. They were never really big anywhere. They were just like a cult band. But when they were a cult band, I was like, it's before my time. I was like 10, so 10-year-olds were not really getting into the Jesus and Mary Chain. They were like, we were just getting into like really shitty fucking pop music. And it was only when we hit like 13, 14 that we were all getting into like, more like cool stuff, so to speak. Confirm my Kate's Burger Toppins. It's all haggis on burgers over there, man. That's Scotland. That's nobody. The only people who like haggis are Scottish. It's you get people in England and Wales and Ireland maybe who like haggis, but it's primarily a Scottish delicacy. Half sober, half hope you're well. I am. Five Guys, hands down. We did get a Five Guys. We've got a Five Guys. We've got one in Liverpool. Obviously, London has got one. London's got like fucking everything. Like they get everything first, and then if it takes off in London, then they just sort of like start, putting it out around the country. Yeah, we've got a Five Guys in Liverpool. I've never been, but by all accounts, it's great. I'm not like the biggest fan of burgers. I like a burger, but think of burgers as I'll make my own, like on the cheap. Like with like get from the supermarket. But I ain't paying like £9 for a burger or whatever that equivalent is in the US, like maybe like $12, $13. But pizza wise, I will pay for a pizza. If it's Papa John's, Domino's, Pizza Hut, or like an independent place near where I am, I will pay. I will pay over the odds for a pizza because I am a pizza guy, big time. Yeah, I'm more pizza, definitely more pizza than burger. Confirmed my Kate Scotland. I love the Scottish. Yeah, I love the Scottish. Cornish pasty for me. Then Cornish pasties are safe. They are very nice, and you can't have a Cornish pasty unless it comes from Cornwall because there's a like a law in place now. So if something is specific to that part of the country, you can't call it what it isn't. So point in case, if there was a specific meal or like something that came from the US, like that came specifically from like Lawn. Say there was like a New Jersey cheesecake. Let's just say it was a specific cheesecake with specific ingredients that originated in New Jersey. If you were to try and take the production of that cheesecake somewhere else and make it somewhere else, you would not be able to call it like a New Jersey cheesecake. They would have to change the name because, like by law, they've got to call it from where it's from. I don't know how things work over there, but yeah, that's a thing in this country. Like if something is, of that place, then they can legally require that you cannot take it somewhere else and call it that. So a Cornish pasty has got to be from Cornwall. I don't even if you know what even a Cornish pasty is, but it's a thing in this country. That's good. That's the good shit. Five Guys is nice, but so expensive. Yeah, it is. It is. It's not cheap. It's not cheap. Red Robin's burgers were about £0.5 a season. It makes dumpling tops so good. Yeah, we've not got Red Robins in the UK. We are very limited to what we have in terms of like American brand. It is literally like it's McDonald's, Burger King, Subway. Taco Bell is a thing in some places, not really where I am. Five Guys is starting to become a thing. There's probably a few. I think we've just got a Wendy's, or we're getting a Wendy's where I am. There's probably one in London, but majority. If put it this way, if what you're talking about is like limited to like a couple of states that you're in, it's not making its way across the pond. The only ones we get are like the big players, like the ones which are like across America. Five Guys is a bummer for me because they have arguably some of the best cheeseburgers I've ever had, but I can't have the French fries because I'm allergic to peanuts. They have peanuts in the fries. What? So they have peanuts in the fry. Well, I'm assuming so. Seven, I haven't hit the thumbs up yet. Yeah, hit the thumbs up, guys, please. Yeah, I know this is just a completely random stream, which is not even scheduled now, so it's going to kill the views even more. But please do. If you're not subscribed, please do, because what the fuck, January? I mean, literally, like, I can't speak to anybody else. Well, there's a few, we've got a few YouTubers like actual with channels in the chat. Lorne, Dan, Chris, probably a couple of other guys. Is it just me? Is like I'm fucking like irrelevant when it comes to YouTube, but like I felt like the channel was growing in December, and in January it's just completely flatlined. I've literally like lost subscribers. I think. I think if like I was thought was getting to. I thought, oh, you know what, I might hit 200 subs by like April, and literally in January, I think I've lost one subscriber, not even gained any. So, if is that a thing with YouTube in January? It's just like, I don't know. It just seems weird because in terms of views, the channel's doing really well. For views to subs ratio, the channel's doing great. I can't complain. But for some reason, the subs is just like dire in terms of like it's just stuck at like one. I think I've gained like 5 subs in about 2 months. It's just weird. I don't know, but yeah, it is what it is. I don't understand YouTube. I'm not saying like YouTube should put a gun to somebody's head and say subscribe to this channel, but it just seems a bit weird that like, I don't know, like, if you're putting out content and it's getting, it's doing well, do they not ever like, does it not pop up and like recommended feed? I really don't know. It's just, I don't know. So Dan says have a red robin at Mall of Gar. Okay. But Five Guys has grilled cheeseburger. Oh man, it's chef's kiss. It's it way back to 24 of us. Doner kebab. Oh, what's up, Anthony? What's up, man? One says we just made each other own name, right? The strongest surviving dominate the language. Thoughts on Ricky Morty officially ending today due to the lead voice actor having set on to sexual allegations. I didn't know anything about that. I mean, what I suppose my first question would be like regarding Rick and Morty, because I'm not like the biggest fan. I've watched episodes of it, and I've really liked some of the episodes I've watched. But the first question was, how popular is it now, as opposed to its peak? And if it is at its peak, then fair enough. But so how valuable is he's the lead voice actor, so he's obviously going to have a big impact. But I suppose the question would be, where is that show now? Are they going forward with like a new season? Is it still at its peak? If so, that's a pretty big deal. If they are ending, the entire show, that's bizarre. Like, the sexual allegations is allegations, so it's not proof. So if it's just allegations, then that's a court case, and that means he could potentially. I don't even know anything about this, so I'm just like going out on a whim. But if it's just allegations, then that's not even a court case yet. Then you've got to go through a court case. Then you've got to find the person guilty, and if the person's found not guilty, then where does that leave you? Because you've like ended the entire show based on allegations. I don't know. But yeah, that seems a bit. I mean, canceling the show seems a bit extreme. Maybe wait and just see how things play out. I don't know. Anthony says got a Popeyes in the UK name now and a Tim Hortons. Are they? I've never even heard of them. We probably have them like somewhere where I am, but I'm just like so out the loop when it comes to fast food franchises because I just don't go to. I mean, I just tend to go to like KFC if I want to. If I want to like a branded fast food restaurant, it's KFC for like chicken, and then it's like Pizza Hut for pizza, or maybe Papa John's. So I don't really do anything else. So there's probably new franchises popping up in the UK all the time, and I'm not even aware of it. They use peanut oil. I'm not sure what that's referencing, to be fair, but oh, Five Guys, fry the fries and peanut. Oh, sorry, Sophie. Okay. The handicapper general is useless these days. Is that? Are we still talking about like fast food restaurants? Because like people are going to be throwing up like names, and I'm gonna be like, what? I don't even know what these places are. You can take my subs. Haha. I will back. I will back you. You deserve the subs. Oh, thank you, Sophie. I appreciate that. Yeah, Sophie's got a channel as well. She doesn't like upload any content at the moment, but she's got like 220 subs. So yeah, you probably got the highest sub channel on YouTube with currently any content being provided. But you know, when you do decide to go back, yeah. Got to stop killing your subscribers, man. It hurts your numbers and leads to defensive wins in their hands awkward. Animal Sing Infinity Pool this week. I don't even know what that is. Am I being like really, really like stupid now? Because I don't even know. It rings a bell, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. I think if somebody explains it, the bell will ring in my head, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's what it was." But at the minute, yeah, Sean, so Sean had to make a new account. Someone hacked his other one. But Sean, like, give yourself an avatar, mate, because you know whatever your old avatar was, put that one in. I think I've made you a mod as well, so it's all good. Yeah, fake Sean cannot be trusted. Just touch the Ginster's corners pasty. Jesus, I spat the damn thing out. It looks like cat food and it sends her. How do we know this isn't the fake Sean saying the real Sean isn't the false one? If this was like, if this was like a sort of like a 10 million subscriber channel, that would be a realistic possibility. But it's, in all likelihood, it's probably just as Sean. Yeah, we have to just try one of the Seans. Yeah, those KFC chicken pot pies are busting with their load with salt. Everything's loaded with salt. I love salt. Like I don't know what you guys. It is a question though. It's a question for you. So I'm a savory guy. Like I'm a savory guy. I like salt. I like I'm like a pizza. I'm not a sweet guy. I don't like. I'm not like cheesecakes and cream cakes and shit. I'm not really into sweet food. I'll eat it. Chocolates. I'll eat it, but I'm not like. I don't really have cravings for it. Like I've always been like a savory guy. So like it's like bread and like salty stuff and like sausage rolls. You Americans probably think, what the hell's a sausage roll? But it's like that sort of like thing. Pizza guy. Chicken, beef burgers. I'm not a sweet guy. I'm a savory guy. But like, oh, we got Nanette. Nanette, what's up, Nanette? Oh, nice to see. I know you are subscribed, Nanette, but I think it's the first time you've been in the stream. So welcome aboard. If anybody's not subscribed to Nanette, she's got a great channel on YouTube. So please go and give her a subscription. Yeah, I'm definitely a savory guy. Like definitely, salty, not sweet. And KFC, man, KFC is the shit, man. KFC with just the gravy. You can't top it, man. You just can't. I don't know what you've got in the States to top KFC. You probably have got about like 15 other like brands, restaurants, franchises that can maybe beat KFC. But for me, what we get in the UK, KFC is like, when it comes to chicken, KFC is the shit, man. It's just, yeah, it is just, you cannot beat KFC when it comes to chicken, obviously. I wouldn't trust their take on a pizza, obviously, but if the two Sean's meet, because the whole Sean, like real Sean versus fake Sean's taken on like another dimension in the chat now. What's your favorite Beatles album? You know what? It's like it's a funny one because obviously, like, obviously my username is the real Fifth Beatle because it was just an easy thing to go with. Pick something like when I was started, because my username was never anything connected to like my real name or this. It was just like I just took my partner's real name because I originally logged into YouTube with like her email, I think. So I ended up just using her real name. And it's only when I started doing like YouTube, like about 3 years ago, that I thought I better change everything. So I changed the username and whatnot. And I just thought, what can I use? I thought, well, I'm from Liverpool. The Beatles are from Liverpool. The Beatles are the most famous thing from Liverpool. And what the Beatles famous for? Well, obviously they got the first four Beatles, but then you got that fifth Beatle who's like kind of like debated. There's obviously you've got a couple of options for the fifth Beatles: Stuart Sutcliffe, Pete Best. I just thought, you fuck it, I'll just be the real fifth Beatle. So I just went with that. Yeah. In terms of favorite Beatles album, I say I'm not the biggest fan of the Beatles, although I know because why not? It's just I'm not. I'm just not. I know it's like even though I live like within like I could literally walk. I could literally walk from this house now. I could do a live stream now. I could turn the camera off, go on my phone, do a live stream, and like walk to Penny Lane, and it would take me like 10 minutes. I could probably like walk to John Lennon's house, childhood home in like 20 minutes. Paul McCartney's childhood home, 20 minutes. Ringo Starr's childhood home, 30 minutes. George Harrison's childhood home, 20 minutes. Yeah, it's like I'm close to all that shit, but I'm not the biggest fan of the Beatles. I mean, if I had to pick an album, I'd probably say like maybe probably Revolver, a push. But yeah, it's one of them. It's just like it's like say, going up to like someone in like Seattle and saying, "What's your favorite Nirvana album?" And them saying, "Well, I'm not really a Nirvana fan." And they'd be like, "Well, you're from Seattle. You've got to be." It's like I'm just not. Question for Sean from Chris: what is the best scene in your favorite Halloween Ends? Yeah, Sean answered that shit. Hey, Corey. Yeah, that says hello, don't thank welcoming. What's your best soundtrack for a 1980s film? From Doctor and Hospital. That's a tough one. I would probably. I do love the Near Dark soundtrack from Tangerine Dream. Anything the Tangerine Dream did in the 80s in terms of soundtracks, I just love. In terms of like favorite soundtrack, well, I'm just gonna throw one in now because like favorite soundtrack from the noughties was definitely Donnie Darko. I love because I've mentioned this. I think somebody asked this question on Twitter. I love Donnie Darko and I love the soundtrack on Donnie Darko. And especially the way they use it in the film, especially with Tia Sophia's Echo and the Bunnymen, the church. Every time they put something in that movie, it works perfectly. But in terms of the 80s, yeah, oh my god, there's just like, I mean, yeah, I'd probably say Near Dark. I do love that Near Dark soundtrack. Don't trust down the net. Certainly, if you ask for social security number. As a resident of Kentucky, Kentucky's hot garbage. Yeah, I suppose it probably would be if you're from Kentucky and they're representing the like an honest representation of Kentucky fried chicken. I suppose it is probably a pretty false recognition, acknowledgement of like what Kentucky fried chicken actually is. So I can totally get with where you're coming from, Chris. But come from someone who's coming from like a few thousand miles away who just likes fried chicken, and we don't have many options. For me, it's just like fucking gorgeous. So it is what it is. Royal Farms is the best USA fried chicken. Fight me. I couldn't fight you long because I don't even know what that is. But Nanette says KFC is my favorite chicken restaurant. The best fried chicken is gone. I'm pretty sure it's from a place called Pantry. We've got Ben in the chat. I had a Korean fried chicken reach from a place called Barbecue. It was the best chicken I've ever had. Let me just catch that. I'll just have to just check out with this because Piz is going to be on in a minute. Although the KFC in Amsterdam was the best thing I've ever eaten too. Probably riddled with weed as well. So probably that's why it was the best. I know what a sausage roll is because I have a lot of friends from over there. Yeah. Oh, good to know that, Nanette. I didn't know you'll have KFC over there, but I suppose KFC in the United States is not a big size. Yeah, KFC's massive. KFC's been in the UK for fucking since like the early 80s, I think. It's been in the UK for like 40, 45 years, maybe. But enough of that. Look, chat, thank you very much for jumping on. Like I say, this was just a stream to keep me awake to Piz's Patreon stream. So if you'll head over there after this stream, which is ending now, I will see you over on the other side. For everyone that jumped in tonight, thank you very much. And I will see you in about 10 minutes. So good night.